Watch Who?
Hello.
And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to Watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
Hey! And here we are. We're doing the Charleston out on the patio. Having a great time. It's a bit cold and windy, but we're making the most of it.
Yeah. Hang on. I've got to remove this cat. One sec. The cat is not Charlestoning. The cat is having a mad do on me.
Oh.
So, trouble. Off you go. Sorry. You do now, so I'm doing my arms and the cat was attacking me.
Yes.
So I had to remove that situation.
Okay, so last week was a visitation, probably our shortest episode ever, so apologies for...
No, I don't believe you.
The lack of content of talking actually about the visitation last week.
I don't believe that was our shortest ever. I refuse to believe that.
It's like 39 minutes, I think it was.
No, we've had shorter.
Well, okay, well, in that 39 minutes, about 20 was about the visitation, and barely...
Let's start as we have been. What are you watching at the minute, Mark?
Oh. Okay, we'll go into that. We'll go into that first. I've got a few updates, actually.
Yeah, update.
Okay, well, Sound the Klaxon, Neighbours Guy's back.
No. Are you joking?
Yeah.
You were saying you had, like, literally the other day you were saying you haven't heard from him.
There's been a few messages.
No.
I know everybody wants to hear about it. I know it's been a while, everyone.
Oh my God.
Nothing new. Just do you want... It's weird, because these messages that he sends me about Neighbours episodes, it could be about Neighbours, or it could be about drugs. It's the same... Like, you could read the same messages, and it's just about...
And
like,
swap words.
And swap Neighbours and drugs. Like, it's... I've got some great stuff. Do you want to swap? You know, do you want to trade? That's basically it. I've not responded.
Oh, I can't believe he's like. We were just talking about it the other day.
Yeah,
with Adam. Shout out to Adam. He's behind on listening, so when he gets to this, he'll laugh and he might recognise where we are because we've just seen him. But yeah.
There's this weird picture as well that he sent. Oh no, he sent video clips now of episodes, but it's like him filming on the TV. So there's like this weird like shadow.
Oh, Mark.
Anyway, so he's back. He's back. So I had to tell everybody. Also,
it's gone like to a new level because it's not just messages now. Now it's audio and media.
Yeah, he's trying to entice me with these lovely clips of Neighbours.
What if it turns like what if one day like he flips the camera around and like it's his willy or something?
Oh no! Oh my
what will you
God.
do?
No, I don't think so.
What if you get flashed? Stranger things that he's enticing you in again.
I'm just being flashed Neighbours right now. Anyway, also the update is it's my turn to be ill this week.
Yeah.
Obviously you lost your voice and everything, so now it's my turn. So that's why I sound a bit coldy.
You briefly lost your voice as well, you were telling me. I lost my voice for 20 days, but you lost it as well for like 2, didn't you?
Mine was like a day, it's fine. But I've just still got this bit of a cold, that's all. Oh, also, can I just say thank you to listener Damien. Obviously, we talk about the Neighbours stuff a lot, and sent over some episodes of Sons and Daughters, which
mentioned this, yeah.
Which is another Australian drama series, but this is like pre-Neighbours. So this is like 1983. This is like, it feels like pilot Neighbours. It's pretty much the same kind of thing, like families in the street, a bit of a sort of very cheap sets, like even cheaper than 80s Neighbours. So I have been watching a few of those, so thank you for that. They're a little bit more of a struggle than Neighbours, but I do want to...
Is it because you know Neighbours, though?
And I know, and it's got quite a few people from 80s Neighbours, like before they were in Neighbours and stuff, so I recognise some of the actors and things.
That's interesting.
So I've never seen it before, so I am enjoying that.
Good.
And I can forward them on to you if you want to give them a go.
I can try.
I'll get an answer for you here live on.
Yeah. Gosh, I've not even done Neighbours.
No, there you go. Yeah.
I'll give it a go. Hey, I'll give it a go. That's why we're here.
Give it a go. And well, you got me watching the Kardashians.
I know.
That's been happening.
I'm not even sorry, but I get because it was when you were ill and you were like, do you know what? I'm just going to watch it, and I was like, I get it. That's how it started for me. I was like ill and down and had no capacity to do anything. I just don't have to think. And it's quite nice.
It is, yeah. When it's like 3:00 in the morning and you like feel really ill, it's the kind of thing to watch.
That I do it after long shifts. If I had a really long shift and I was tired, I just don't. And like I've been dealing with customers, and I hate everyone in life. I just want to come back and put the Kardashians on, and just not think about the world. I get it. No judgment from me. There might be from others, but no judgment from me, Mark.
Well, speaking about the Kardashians and lavish lifestyles and fancy houses, it's Black Orchid this week.
I know. Yeah, there's a connection.
Which obviously the Cranleys were the Kardashians of their day, obviously. So there's a link there.
No one will buy it, but go for it.
So did you watch these two in a row together?
No, actually, I did, just because of time. No reason in my own time. I meant to watch it Sunday, and instead I watched Gilmore Girls till really late, and I was like, shit, I've not watched this at all. So I watched one before bed, and then I watched the second one on my 20-minute bus route. Got on the bus, got my headphones in, and watched it for my 20-minute bus to work. But I know when I was like, why haven't I done this before?
Well, I really want to know what you think of this because it's very different. Technically, it's the first pure historical that we've had since the Highlanders.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it in that way, there's no like alien stuff or anything in this one. And it has the Agatha Christie murder mystery vibes, which is why I said I thought you might like it.
I loved this.
Yes, I knew it.
I loved it. Do you know, I loved it. Was very Poirot, very Agatha Christie. Love all that. I loved that it was only two. I know it sounds, but like, it just fit in perfect. I could follow it, and there was nothing like too complex. I liked Nissa having a role.
It's a Nissa
No one
story.
else really did, but like, I like Nissa having a role. There's some nice, fun jokes from the Doctor about like, why didn't I go after the cricket? Or why can't I just, all that was fun. He's getting lost, and like, it was fun. It was very easy. After about halfway through start of the second story, I'm like, it's the brother.
That thing, as you call him, was my elder son, George.
Well, it's
it's 2 episodes, so literally halfway through the story. But that didn't matter. I was like, oh, we'll wonder how this plays out. I did wonder, actually. There was one twist to me when he mentioned the master. And I was like, oh, is this going to be a master? So that kept me going for a bit longer, actually, because like there were little things like that to make you think, oh, is this him? Oh, and then it wasn't. It was something very simple. And sometimes that's quite nice. Enough characters to follow. I like them all dressed up in their fancy dress. And yeah, I enjoyed it.
And it's a double story. So we've got Nissa... Nissa and her double.
Oh, right, a doubles. So I think like it's a double story, like there's another part to it.
No, because we haven't had that. When was it? Romana had her double the other few seasons ago, didn't she? It's a nice one, yeah. And when this came out on video, it had The Visitation in one cassette and Black Orchid in the other. It was a double VHS set of the both of them, which I got from the market. So definitely a market one. And I watched this after school. Actually, I went through a little bit of... When I got all of this season on video, I did a little marathon of them, and I used to watch a few episodes like every day after school. And it reminds me of... I don't know what. There were these biscuits that I used to eat like a lot of when I got home from school. Oh, and thinking about them makes me sick now. They were like quite thin and really sweet. And I don't think I've seen them. I don't know, sort of buttermilky, but like big, sort of crispy buttermilky biscuit things. And I just used to eat like a whole packet when I got home from school. And I must have ate...
I'm not even that much of a biscuit person. You're such a biscuit person, though.
I've always been a biscuit person.
You have, yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah, but thinking about it now makes me feel really sick because I ate so many at the time watching such classics as Black Orchid and The Visitation.
I wonder what biscuit they were.
I know, I need to find out.
Can you ask your parents?
Yeah. Because they're
They'll
in quite a
know.
big packet. They were like big round ones. Like I'm doing this with my hands. Like
Round?
big circles, like bigger than your normal, like like digestive size.
Not what,
Big.
wagon wheels?
No, and they were thin, like really thin and crispy.
That's what's confusing me, the thin.
It's totally thin and really sweet, caramelly almost.
What do people think they are? Tell us what biscuit you think Mark is describing.
It's not like it's not.
Even Mark doesn't know.
No, I don't know. I can just see that. Like I haven't seen them for years and years.
Were they actually big? Or was it because you were little this evening?
No, I wasn't that small.
Like, wagon wheels seem massive. And I know they have got small, or have they got smaller? I don't know. That's a whole thing in itself, isn't it? Because wagon wheels seemed huge.
I never had
wagon wheels. And now when you
wheels.
see wagon wheels, they don't seem as big. But people have said they haven't shrunk as much as it seems. Just you were smaller when wagon wheels first came
I was
out.
not a fan of wagon wheels. I never had a wagon wheel.
I rarely had biscuits in the house. We weren't like biscuit people because my mum's like a no sugar tax person. So like we did have them in, and like I had biscuits, but it was very rare that we'd go and buy biscuits. We had them in more if people came. We had a yellow. My gosh, I think we still have it. Like this yellow biscuit tin, and it was a plastic. It was that particular plastic. With a ridge top that if you ran your finger over it, it'd like make a noise, like brrr, like really hard. And then this solid yellow, and that was the biscuit tin. And we had biscuits mainly for when people came over, so we could offer them something with tea, have some biscuits. And then I do remember we did have wagon wheels sometimes. And I think if I had like a school where I needed a packed lunch, we'd have them in, and then I'd have one in a packed lunch or something like that. Or a penguin. We used to have penguins a lot.
I used to have penguin in my packed lunch. Ross used to have wagon wheels. I remember that in his packed lunch.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think like they were just packed lunch things because I went, sometimes I'd have school meals and then I'd maybe get bored. So then I'd have packed lunches for a while and then go back to school meals. Like I'd go back and forth on it. And what?
Sorry. No, I was about to say, yeah, I had. No, I'm just thinking of when I had home dinners that time,
Oh, yeah. I did that briefly as well, but not for the same reason you did. For some reason, for like a month, I also ate at home, but I lived like 2 minutes away, and I don't know why. Like, it was a choice. It was like I will have lunch at home. But there was nothing going. Like I was back in time for school. I wasn't like out for the last episode, last thing of the day. Just for some reason, I ate at home for a little bit.
Anyway, okay, we'll get back onto Black Orchid now. I was just thinking, how do we get onto this? But it was because I had the video.
No.
Yeah, so we got the two Nissa. So it's very much a Nissa story in this, which is really good because we've had a lot of Tegan and
There's been a lot of Tegan stories, and actually, Tegan felt nice in this. It felt like
they all did. They all got on. This is a bit more of a relaxed one, apart from maybe the the beginning. We carry on. There's mention of we've just burnt down London, so it's the next day. So on Tegan's timeline, I'm getting a bit mixed up. She's sort of midway through the second week, but she says she's decided she wanted to stay now, so she's not desperate to get to Heathrow anymore.
No.
So that sort of chilled everyone out a little bit.
There's only that one job where she's like, do you know how to drive this thing? And the doctor's saying, like, the TARDIS just keeps bringing them back to Earth.
Yeah.
But otherwise, actually, I think everyone gets on well. Like, this is very much a nice Nissa moment, but everyone has their little moments. I like Adric going and eating all the food at the buffet.
I knew you'd like that, yeah. Oh, well, we'll skip around in this when we're talking about it because
it's 2 episodes, isn't it?
We'll just talk about it. Well, when they have that party out there, I mean, it's great, all the fancy dress and everything. They've got all the extras, but it looks absolutely freezing.
Yeah,
and it looks like it's been raining, and they're all like, it doesn't look like everyone's very comfortable at all.
See, I didn't think it was too bad. It looked windy, but I didn't think it looked like everyone was cold. Like. They looked like they were. I think because they're moving, like when you're done, and like so no one looked like they were shivering cold or like how sometimes when you're cold, like especially when they were doing their like moving around, Nissa and Anne. I remembered someone.
I can't believe
it. I haven't just watched it either. Gosh, when Nissa and Anne were doing their swaps, they seemed quite like comfortable. I think it was just quite windy.
We haven't really been to this time period in Doctor Who before.
What is it, the 30s?
Sort of 30s, yeah.
Yeah, they do say the date, don't they? I just can't remember what it is.
Yeah, so it's quite nice to see all
have.
that and have the Charleston and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how I suppose Tegan just knows the Charleston. Fine. I like how...
Well, she said she did it in a school dance.
Oh, yeah.
She learnt it for school, for school show.
But I like how Adric and Nyssa are all a bit puzzled by all of these things. Like, what's a train? What's this for? You know, that's quite nice. And they don't really understand the cricket or anything like that. But actually, Tegan, we were talking about the ages. I noticed that when they all have cocktails, Tegan is allowed to order an alcoholic drink, but Nyssa and Adric aren't.
The kids don't,
the kids don't. So that shows.
I wonder whether they think, like, because they don't know who the doctor, he's just the doctor, whatever. Do they think that, like, Tegan's his wife? And these are their children?
I mean, it could be, couldn't it? What do you think about all the cricket stuff in that part one? Because
there's a lot more cricket stuff than I expected, but actually it was quite nice. I mean, like, again, if it had been a long story, I think it would have just set it up nicely. It just happens that this is two. But there's not a lot of story to this.
No, there's not. I mean, that cricket stuff is quite padding in a way.
Yeah.
But it's not, but it fits the Doctor.
I also quite like seeing I mean, it wasn't like just a constant, okay, and here's an awful one. A lot of it was just like, and again, and again, and again. And that felt... it moved a bit. It shows that the Doctor's very good at cricket.
Yeah, I wonder if they wrote that in after they decided that he would love cricket, and then they were like, we've got to get him to do cricket in this season.
Peter Davison, like, did he do cricket?
I don't think so.
Because he took his jacket off, I never saw the celery.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, because this is like the one story. Actually, after saying the other week, they're never going to get out of their costumes. This is actually the first time where they're all out of their costumes in period.
Also, because he takes off, he's in like his cricket jumper and then those bumps. Yeah. So, like, I didn't see his jacket. I'm like, when I still remember, and I looked, I was like, he's not wearing it. He's playing cricket.
It is nice to see them all change, though, and their outfits are great. Who do you think had the best costume?
I'm trying to remember Tegan's. Remind me.
It was sort of like a pink dress, sort of fairy dress with green. It was like green and pink.
It was green and pink. That was it. Because I remember Nissa's the purple one. She's supposed to be like a butterfly, isn't she? Sort of thing. And then Adric's was like a brown bag.
It was like a pirate, wasn't he? He had like the white shirt.
Yeah, but he had a brown thing, didn't he?
Oh, he might have. I can't remember actually.
I thought it was brown.
It was a white shirt, I think. I thought it was white shirt.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I mean, the Doctor's... Ironically, when I saw it, I was like, that looks like the most unflattering outfit in the world. And then when it was on, it didn't look too bad.
No, I thought they were quite good costumes, all of them, actually.
As soon as I saw the mask, I was like, someone's going to steal that costume.
Yeah, I mean, did you guess
again?
Yeah. It's not too difficult to work out, is it? But it's just really nice. That first episode, it's nice and chill. It's just nice seeing them in that setting. And like all the Cranleys are quite good characters.
Yeah, everyone's good. The acting's good.
And then when you sort of see, there's that mystery at the beginning, isn't it? Someone's tied up and you don't really know what's happening. So there's lots of sort of close-ups of feet and everything. It's shot quite well in that it doesn't give too much away. I got a little bit confused actually because I know it's the brother and that painting... and obviously the photo in the book, it looks like the other brother, though. To me, it looks like they painted the other guy. So they're supposed to be, like, look the same.
I think they're supposed to share a resemblance.
Yeah, because they've just painted the other guy, not the brother, which slightly
I mean,
confusing.
they're brothers, aren't they? I think, because also, I think they're supposed to share a resemblance, because then we seem deformed, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And obviously you see the Black Orchid. That's why it's called Black Orchid. I liked all the stuff with everyone trying to work out where Nyssa was from. She's like, it's just nice. And there
was lots of nice light moments like that.
Which actually, I'd like to see more, like all that bickering between them. It just shows actually if they all got on, and they're not separated that well. I suppose the Doctor's separated, but they're just, I suppose... It's not like everyone has tons to do, but it was just nice just to see them chilling out.
It felt like just a nice different pace. And I wish this had come a bit sooner in the season. I feel like it could have like settled a little bit more, because it felt so arguey and so all over with them. And this is very settled, and I felt this could have been sooner. And then it would have made more sense for some of the arguments, like after a while getting on each other's nerves, or I don't know.
But most of the argument has just been around Tegan just wanting to get to Heathrow a lot of the time.
Oh, well, no, we've also had Adric just like hating on her.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. What do you think of Nissa, Sarah Sutton's acting? Because she's got to play both parts in this.
She's really good.
That was great fun. Shall we go back to the terrace?
I think as Anne in particular.
Yeah, because as Nissa, she's so sensible and like scientific and all that stuff. And then actually it shows she can actually play other stuff. It does show how much of Nissa she's acting.
Like, she was really dramatic, and like it felt like a completely different person.
Yeah, I was going to say I met her a few times. This is the first time I met her. Got a photo here.
Oh, I've seen this picture.
Seen
Old school. Yeah,
that's quite nice. And then I saw her again where I didn't get a photo, but all they had was just this sort of more modern picture of her.
right. Of course.
And then I saw her. She was at Cardiff Comic Con actually.
I've seen this one as well. Yeah, that's a nice picture. Yeah.
So she's really nice. She's very much like Nissa actually, and she comes across in all of
like, you know how sometimes people can look a bit different. She looks exactly the same.
Yeah, she does. She looks the same, and she's just. I mean, I suppose she
just has longer hair.
How if you describe her? She's not. I mean, she's not over the top, or she's not very critical of stuff. And she obviously this is her favourite story because she had most to do. She loves the story. She's like humble legend, is how I would describe her. That's who she is. So Sarah Sutton is really. She's like so nice. I there's not even anything to sort of say about meeting her. Really, she's just really nice. Her daughter went to uni in Cardiff. She told me.
Oh, there you go.
So
maybe that's why she was at Cardiff Comic Con.
Yeah, maybe.
Timed it in.
Yeah. So there's nothing bad to say about Sarah Sutton at all.
No, that's nice. I mean, like, I think this was by far the best Nissa story so far. Because she had lots of, and like her range was really obvious. It felt like two very different characters. And
when you see, it's so obvious because the Doctor's. I suppose the frustrating thing is the Doctor's wandering around in part one. He's got to be out of it because to get accused later on, I suppose. But he is wandering those corridors quite a lot. And he's going down some tunnels. Then he seems to leave the tunnels and then he seems to get back lost in them again because I don't think there's enough. They're trying to pad it out a little bit, I think. And then that end of that cliffhanger, whoever's in the mask is going to... By that point, are you thinking it's the brother?
Oh, I'm thinking whoever it was that we've seen walk around. I don't know who it is. It's not until he takes Nissa or Anne. It was Anne he took. That was like, oh, it could be, maybe it's the brother that's still alive.
I thought, what's her name? The Lady Cranley was a bit dodgy because she was like refusing to help the Doctor.
Sorry, just going back, because I did wonder if it was the Master for some reason. I mean,
it could have been.
I know it could be. And like he resembles her father and stuff. So I did wonder if he pulled off and there'd be like a, sort of moment. And then when none of that happened, I was like, it must be the brother.
Yeah, maybe people were expecting that or a sci-fi twist or it to be an alien or something. It's a bit of a twist for it not to be anything sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. But yeah, Lady Cranley is a bit dodgy, not helping the Doctor.
She's dodgy as that. She's like, he probably leaves him in.
And I noticed that someone called her Madge.
The constable,
yeah. He called her Madge. And I don't know why. I'm not a Madonna fan in any kind of way. I don't know why this came into my head.
But you thought Madonna.
Didn't Madonna do something where she dressed up sort of like Lady Cranley in the sort of 18th century with the wig and stuff?
Madonna's reinvented herself so many times, Mark. Don't ask me this.
I swear there's a Madonna fan out there that would tell us. But I swear she's got that. And I was like, is that an in-joke that they've called her Madge because she's dressed up a bit like Madonna would? I'm just overthinking it.
But this is the 80s, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Madonna's still in she's still in like a virgin state. Like she's not...
She hasn't done the... Maybe that was the 90s. There was that big thing she did, maybe it was early 90s, where she dressed up like
but we're early 80s here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Madonna was like 70s, 80s. I'm trying to remember. But we're early Madonna years, I feel.
Well, yeah, we
still.
are early Madonna. Yeah, maybe she
We're
hasn't
not.
done that
We're not
yet.
reinvention of Madonna yet. I don't feel.
So maybe Madonna got it from Black Orchid then. Maybe she watched this
Maybe.
and was like, I'm going to be Lady Cranley.
Maybe someone will line this up for us, I'm sure.
It's a bit weird. This season, I've noticed it a few times. They keep bringing everybody into the TARDIS all of a sudden.
I mean, again, though, it did make the story go a bit longer when the TARDIS wasn't there, because this is all in... I'm trying to remember, was this the second episode?
This is the second, yeah.
And, like, again, it sort of delayed it a little bit. I wondered, like, who's moved the TARDIS? What? Like, you know, all interesting and adds to the thing before you think it's the brother. It all sort of, like, questions it a bit more, which is what you want.
Yeah. I feel sorry for the brother, though, because at the end, obviously, he hands over...
I don't know what else would have happened, though.
I know, but he goes to...
I did not expect him to get off that roof.
Oh, you didn't? You thought he was doomed from the start? I know, it's that... I
He's
know.
on a roof and he set a room on fire, so he's trapped. Like, there's only one way he's going.
That is the worst thing when he sets it on fire. It's like, hang on, you're trapping yourself in there by putting all that newspaper down.
Yeah, but I think he was trying to burn the door down to get out.
Oh, okay.
And they say like his mind's all messed up
Yeah.
because he's breaking down the door first and then he goes through.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I feel sorry for him, and it's a great
yeah,
fall.
you do. But I knew he was not getting off that roof.
No, it's a great fall as well.
And it was an accidental fall.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
It wasn't like the brother pushed him. It wasn't like he jumped. Sometimes that happens. It's more like fear and they jump. But yeah, I knew he wasn't getting off a roof. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's just nice and self-contained and a really easy watch. I think people like it. I don't know. I think people just sort of... A lot of these two-parters, they're a bit like... it's... I think on the DVD...
You know what? This is perfect Sunday afternoon.
Well, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
It really is. Like, it's perfect for, like, you know, you've just had your roast dinner and there's that sort of, not an hour yet before, you know, the omnibus starts. Or maybe you're trying to avoid the omnibuses of soaps. Before the evening entertainment on a Sunday comes on, it's just that, you know, post-roast dinner watch. What, 45 minutes? Perfect.
Like Easy. Yeah. Easy watch. I'm glad you liked it. Liked it.
Yeah. Oh, it ticked every box, love. Yeah. Short. Murder mystery.
Well,
no terrible costumes.
Yeah.
No terrible monster costumes.
And they stay around for the funeral. So we need to work out for Tegan's timeline. How long do you think they stayed?
I'm gonna say 4 days. I mean, it's not like they invited the whole village. So it's not like, even though he was of wealth, everyone thought he was dead anyway. So it's obviously quite a private burial.
Okay, so we're nearly up to Tegan's.
Maybe 3.
Let's say that.
I mean, it happened that day, didn't it? So it's not going to be day 1. And it's happened like in the afternoon of day 1. So, I'm going to say they had a day to grieve. We'll stay. We'll stay for the funeral. Day 3. So it's either day 3 or day 4.
Okay, so we're coming up to nearly 3 weeks of Tegan's adventures.
Yeah,
Although
and them all still in the same clothes.
Well, she's like, I've got my costume all packaged up for me, ready to take. It's like, oh yeah, I really want to remember that murder weekend that we had. That was awful.
She had some great dancing. She danced with the old guy.
Oh my god, she had a hoot.
She had a hoot. She had a hoot.
Yeah, actually, Tegan was pretty much out of all of the dramas, so she was having. Yeah, she had a great time. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. So she wouldn't.
She had that terrible line, which was, "You wait till you see on the inside," something like that. Some terrible line. The way she delivered it as well, I was like, "Oh, it's so hammy." But what else can you do with that line?
No, I know. No, and it was a lot of location filming in this one. A lot more than studio. It was all out, so that was really good. It was nice to see. That always makes a change, I think, when they're out and about and, watching the cricket or all that stuff. So, yeah.
They should have been sat there drinking Pimm's or something.
Yeah. Well, actually, the weather wasn't great. I mean, it was a bit muddy on that cricket pitch as well. I mean, it would have been great if it was.
Pitch, of course it is.
But it should have been like a proper summer. They probably wanted it to be a proper summer.
Like now,
time.
August, and it's like raining and stuff.
Oh my god, it's awful. Yeah, it's terrible at the moment.
That's why Mark's ill.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I don't think we have got much else to say, and this might be our shortest episode.
This probably is. I'll give you this one.
But it is a two-parter, and there are other two-parters every now and then. They do pop up again, so there you go. You've got hope there.
I've got hope. Hold on to that.
Right, okay. Well, the next one is 4.
Okay, yeah, fine.
It's called Earth Shock.
I think we're back on Earth.
Well, maybe it's in the title.
I think it'll be on Earth.
It is weird that it's odd how the titles have changed over, because like this. I feel like in the 70s it was like the terror of something, the horror of something, invasion of this, and now recently we've gone to, maybe it's the 80s. It's like one word, Castrovalva, Logopolis, Tinder, The Visitation. There's never like your more traditional the something of something.
Yeah,
it's weird how
that's.
But
also, a lot of those sort of titles remind me of like a Sherlock Holmes or something.
What, the invasion of, or the terror of?
Yeah.
I think
maybe it's more to make it. And Star Wars has been out and things like that.
Yeah, maybe it's that.
There'll be an influence of like how spacey things are.
Yeah. The titles are very much more difficult to guess.
Star Trek, is that out yet?
Oh, Star Trek was like the 60s. Yeah.
Oh, was it? There we go.
Yeah.
There's influences all around on how we present space things.
Okay, well, there we are. That's it for another week. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at 2watch or X or whatever we're calling it. We still haven't had any of that. We haven't changed anything yet, everyone. We'll let you know.
Oh, it'll happen really quick.
Yeah. But keep following us there at the moment, or email us at gmail.com if you want to get directly in touch. Traditional email is always a good way.
What's the full email, Mark?
What's the email? 2watchwho@gmail.com.
You just said or at Gmail, like everyone's
supposed to. Gmail,
No, but the way you said it, you didn't say the email. Like, just email us at gmail.com. It's like, well, it's a bit before it. It could have been 2.watch.who. It could have been the number 2, watch ? It wouldn't, but it could have been.
Okay. We'll see you next week for Earth Shock. Bye.
To watch who?